Heavy's melee weapons are quite nice, like Fist of Steel makes you tankier, Closer Running urgently makes you run faster, while Warrior Spirit makes you want to crash your car into a tree at 200 km/h. Then there's the Holiday Punch. What is their purpose? To make you silly, of course. Believe it or not, they also happen to be one of the most balanced stun weapons in the entire game and actually fun to use and go against. Here I want to explain about this silly unlock and how it turns everyone around you silly too. Holiday Punch is such a fun weapon. Critical hits force enemies to laugh, you can also achieve this effect by punching them from behind, and if you happen to see a fellow Holiday user, you can make them laugh by hitting them. But for downsides, your critical hits deal no damage. Before I go over this weapon, I just want to talk about its design and update history. I think it's wonderfully funny to give Heavy, the toughest guy in the team, some needed mid-heads, really highlighting this game's humor. Plus I think it's really neat that this weapon hasn't really been touched since its 2011 release, only adding a line of text about how this weapon works, and that's really nice in my opinion. This weapon is just so silly that you can't help but just love it. It's basically stuck fish, but you can now make your enemies laugh to death. Just one good crit punch and they're forced to laugh, basically making them unable to fight back. But aren't stun weapons usually miserable to go against, especially when Sandman used to stun people? Yes, but Holiday Punch isn't one. You already know that Heavy is the slowest class in the game, and in order to stun somebody you have to pull out your silly little gloves, sneak behind them and then get to a breathing distance and hope the game registers the hit as a backshot. This weapon practically forces you to adopt a spy mindset, and keep in mind you aren't exactly built to be one, especially how fat you are. Or you can try to get that random crit, potentially dying in the process for just running strike at the enemy, but I think it's a lot funnier this way than being some fat spy. Seriously, how this weapon's function changes if random crits are enabled is funny. If you manage to sneak up behind them, or better, random crit them, now you have made them laugh, so what can you do now? Well, you could be boring and mow them down with your minigun, but we all know the right answer to this question. Taunt kill. It's seriously one of the most satisfying things in the game, and this weapon just allows you to pull it off easier. Is it consistent? No, most of my footage consists of just beating enemies to death the old fashioned way, but when it works, it turns me into a crack addict and I crave more of it. Like seriously, you can drop your old finish for a couple bucks, I won't use it to deepen my craving for taunt kills, I swear. Even if I don't actively try to be friendly with me going around the map punching people, they just stop shooting and join me on my silly activities. And while I know I've been saying this weapon is silly, it has some serious uses, like being able to stop a Uber push. Just one crit punch and that invulnerable menace stops on their tracks and effectively stops a game-changing play in the most funniest way possible. It is quite tricky to pull off, but if you happen to have a crit script medic friend, then you know what to do. So, is the Holiday Punch better than Heavy's other utility melees? No. Is it funny? Absolutely, this is an extremely silly unlock that I would recommend messing around every now and then. Who knows, you may accidentally turn the server friendly. But that's all for this time around. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave your own thoughts about Holiday Punch. Maybe there's some other uses for this weapon that I may have overlooked. Like the video if you want to see more TF2 stuff, and have a nice day. Pow! Ha ha! You! Ha ha ha!